Hello, it's Pastor Ryan. So let's talk about this faith formation scriptures for this week, which is from two different chapters in Jeremiah, all kind of strung together. This is the most challenging one yet, I think, to really penetrate and gaze into, but let's give it a shot. In the first part of it, we see reflection on a new covenant. Jeremiah is one of the voices in the Bible that's always looking forward. There are other voices that look more backward, that say things like, erect standing stones in this place so that when your grandchildren ask what happened here, you can tell them. Looking backwards, remember your forefathers. But there's also a strain, and Jeremiah is part of that, looking forward to a new covenant, one where the law won't be considered a thing that's written in black and white letters, but instead something that's written on the human heart. Not just the next stage of development of wherever the people are, but a radically new type of beginning, a metamorphosis, a going from caterpillar to butterfly, or tadpole to frog. And then we see in the rest of it, the parts that's from chapter 36, we see Jeremiah, and he's working in concert with a number of people. I don't know if you know that, but there's several different people who are named as part of his process of bringing forth the word of God. And so he brings it to the king. King doesn't want to hear it. Why? Because it's not all good news. There is such a thing as a gospel of toxic positivity. I've seen it up close and personal. And it's the idea that if it's not happy, joy news, then it doesn't belong in the house of God. That it's better that positivity is itself a virtue. All right? Well, that's not God's message. I mean, negativity itself is not a virtue either, but telling it like it is, even when it's hard to do. Yeah, so Jeremiah does this as part of a team, and the king keeps ripping off pieces of the paper, throw it in the fire. Rip off piece of paper, throw it in the fire. If the word of God, if the law really was just a matter of written letters on paper or carved letters in stone or any such thing, you could destroy it. And a lot of people treat the idea of the law like that. But in fact, no. The law doesn't come from the outside in. The law comes from the inside out, written on the heart. And so, go ahead, king. Burn up every page that Jeremiah has ever put down. It will flow back up from him from within his own heart that has been touched and sanctified by God. That's what puts the power of God beyond the reach of anything that would try to curtail it. Because all you can curtail is the expressions, right? Like, you could burn every Bible in the world if you wanted to. You could take every prayer book and hymnal and cast them into the flames. But that does not, I bit my tongue. That does not extinguish what's really where the law comes from. Because the wellspring is within. Not that we're making up the law, but that the Lord really does work through people, groups of people like Jeremiah's team. And ultimately, there's no way, even though they all should perish themselves, there's no way that the mission of God can die, because it always grows new in the human heart. I don't know. I don't know how practical that is. I don't know how helpful it is, but I hope it's at least something to think about. And my hat's off to you as you dedicate your time and talents to serving our children and showing them the love that lets them know that they're accepted by God no matter what. Anyway, thank you so much and have a good week. Bye-bye.